Hello everyone, we're continuing on from an Aviary attorney from where we were last time, trying to see if we can get any new possible endings. And I wanted to say that this might actually be the final recording for Aviary attorney for a few reasons. One, well, this might be the last recording just for a while, because I finally got some technical feedback on what I could do to improve my videos, and I've got quite a bit of studying to do, to figure out how certain programs work, how to best mix audio, because I've been told that the game should be quieter, which I mean I can do pretty easily, but I want to find that perfect, well, at least close to perfect, sweet spot that I can, so that you can hear the video, or hear the game and its decency, and then where you can also still hear me. So there's that. And then I also had to study about, I'm gonna try to redo my banner. Originally I thought I was gonna use the banner as it was and then add to it, but I'm not sure how to do that anyway, so I'm gonna try to come up with a new banner. I'm gonna try to come up with a trailer and do quite a few other things, which will take me a couple of days to kind of figure out how I'm going to do that. So just wanted to give you a heads up, tell you that I'm not going to have a couple of videos for the next days, and then hopefully when I come back, everything will be new and improved. So yeah, here's hoping for that. So I guess for the time being, let us continue with this episode, and hopefully it goes somewhere. So, yes, the Rue des Marmosets. And so, yep, Cocorico was found with a dead body. There's a letter, which I think was actually in the last one, but for some reason it didn't save. Whatever. Blah blah, beep-a-doo, blah blah blah. Letter about Severin Snape. And now to do some more clue solving, sort of. Pool of blood here, and that's going to lead us to the catacombs. Notre Dame. Here, yada yada. And the friar's nowhere to be seen. That would be smart. Meh. Blah 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 blah. And finally. So now the question is, how am I going to get past him, since I don't have candies this time? Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. So on and so forth. Let's go with Here's My Fist. Why not? Just for the heck of it. Hey, what are you doing? Monsieur, perhaps I wasn't clear. I am short on both time and patience. Are you going to tell us? Are you going to let... Wait. Are you going to tell us pass? Or do I have to beat you until you are unable to stop us? Jeez, no need to get violent, big guy. You can pass. The door's right behind me. Go on. That's the door to the catacombs. It's that simple. Yeah, it's that simple. What were you expecting, a hidden bookcase or something? Go on, go look. Hey, what idiots. They're walking straight into a pitch-black maze, without even a torch. I wonder, will they get lost and starve, or will they find that crazy lion girl and get shot? Either way, ain't my problem. Just like before. Upon entering the doorway, Falcon and Sparrowson find themselves at the top of the stone staircase that spirals into the abyss below. Here goes nothing? They begin their descent. Dots. More dots. I knew an underground passage would be dark, but this is ridiculous. I can't even see a hand in front of my face. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other, Sparrowson. Dots. More dots. I think that was the last step. Now it's just twisted tunnels ahead of us. I should take up smoking. If I smoked, I would have a match right now, and I would be able to see where we were going. Plus, you know, all the health benefits. And I would probably be calmer. Keep it together, Sparrow son. I know. I'll unravel this loose thread from my jacket. We can just trace the string to find our way back, if we reach a dead end. Ah, good thinking. Just like Theseus and the Minotaur. Wait, there aren't any Minotaurs here, are there? Head of a bull? Body of a bull? Scary stuff. That's not... Actually, never mind. It feels like there's a gap in the wall here. I guess the path branches. I can feel a slight breeze coming from the passage to the left. The air seems a little more stagnant to the right. Just for the sake of curiosity, let's go to the stagnant path. The air must get more stagnant the deeper we travel into the tunnels. Let's press onward. Hey Falcon, I don't want to dump on you or anything, but when you threatened Quark back there, it was pretty scary. Scary? Not really. Quark's all talk. I knew there was no chance that he would fight back. No, I wasn't scared of Quark. You. I found you scary. I've never seen you get so angry before. Severin's life is on the line, Sparrow son. Forgive me for showing a little emotion. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. Nuts. Oh, it looks like the... it looks like the path branches again. Are my eyes going funky from the darkness, or is there a glimmer of light coming from the right path? No, I see it too. There's definitely some light on that side. Wait, so it just ends up going to the same place anyway? That seems kind of weird. And then let's see what happens if I go to the darkness. Let's go this way. Into the dark? Screw that, Falcon. We're going right. It's definitely getting lighter here. I can see my hand again. But that might just mean that we're getting close to an exit, right? Maybe this has all been a wild goose chase. Hush, listen. So yeah, it didn't matter what choice I made, it would have ended up the same place. Voices? Voices! Voices! We're getting close. Wait, Falcon, aren't you scared? Terrified. There they are. I'll ask one more time. What is your name? Are you with the police? The royal guards? Speak, bird.
Man, Beaumont, we've been here all night, and he simply ain't talking. He didn't react to coaxing, he didn't react to torture. Maybe it's time to, you know, administer some justice.
Justice. That word.
Oh, the rooster finally crows.
You want to know who I am? Fine. My name is Severin Cocorico. I'm a public prosecutor for the Corps de Assizes.
Well, Sevy, it's been a pleasure, but we can't be having spies running around our base of operations now, can we? So without further ado, I'll hereby sentence you to...
Wait a minute, Pierrot. This is not ordinary spy.
'Cause he's a prosecutor?
No, because he's the bastard who condemned my father 10 years ago.
Whoa, are you sure?
I had my suspicions when I saw his smug air of arrogance. He's holier than thou glare. But now that I know his name and occupation, there is no doubt. Do you remember, Bert? Do you remember the trial of a homeless lion in the winter of 1835? What was your father's name? Jean Bermont. What was his crimes? His only crime was trying to feed a starving child. He took a handful of vegetables from a grocer's hand, not out of greed, but out of sheer desire to see me survive. But he was seen by a policeman, another arrogant cockereel like yourself, actually. So my father was thrown in jail. He was dragged to court. I had the privilege of watching the proceedings from the stands. I remembered your sharp words. This man is a thief. This man is a scoundrel. He deserves the harshest possible punishment for his crimes. You didn't care about the consequences. You didn't care about why my father did what he did. All you cared about was fulfilling your lust to see a criminal behind bars. My father received a sentence of 5 years. He died on his third. Do you remember him? Mademoiselle, in all my days as a prosecutor, I have seen over thousands of cases. I'm not going to remember a single bread thief. You rotten cunard! We're all just insects to you, aren't we? Who cares if a child starves on the streets as long as you put enough criminals behind bars to meet your quota, am I right? Your silence speaks volumes of your guilt. Severin Cocorico, you have been tried by the people of the Second Republic. We have found you guilty on accounts of conspiracy, of the murder of the Croque Monsieur, and of the murder of my father, Jean Bermont. Oh, have I been found guilty? Mademoiselle, if you want to shoot me so you can fulfill your revenge fantasies, then by all means, shoot me. But don't pretend for a moment that this mob resembles a court of justice in any form. A court of justice? Now there's a contradiction. Bird, you know nothing of justice. Friar Remus, read this man his last rites. With pleasure, madam. Falcon, we have to make a move. Say something. We don't have at all any of the evidence now that I went through all those other things to save him. Stash, screw it. Let's speak up. Alright, I'm going in. I'm coming too. No, I need you to get out of here. Go find the police, Royal Guard, anyone. I'll stall for time. Falcon. Okay, I'll go get help. Do you have any last words? Just pull the bloody trigger and be done with it. Wait! 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 He's right. This is a terrible trial. There's no evidence, no defense, no examination of the facts. You've dragged a man off the streets, then decided his fate based purely on your own prejudices and whims.
Who the cluck does this bird brain think he is?
I'm this man's defense attorney. I am J.J. Falcon. J.J., what are you doing here?
Defense attorney? You're a raving loony, that's what you are. Or a spy. I've seen this monsieur eavesdropping on our conversations before. He cannot be trusted.
Everyone, please hear me out. Definitely not Ramus. That'll definitely not work. I did Fontaine before. And I don't think it would work if I went with Pierrot. I mean, it worked with Fontaine before. Let's just see what happens when I work with Pierrot. Why not? Pierrot, we've only met on a couple of occasions, but you seem like a good person.
You what, mate? You don't know that. You don't know the first thing about me.
Well, regardless, surely you see something wrong with executing a man without a trial.
Pfft, nah, we need a better France where we're all treated as equals. Blood's got to be spilled to do that.
Do you see, Falcon? This man's death is inevitable. For the good of France, and in the name of justice, he must be killed. Justice. There's that word again. Madame, I won't presume to know who you are or what you stand for, but shooting this man right now would not bring you justice. It would only serve to satisfy your desire for revenge. Justice. Revenge. What's the difference? Maybe I should just kind of try to do it as best as I could instead. I'll just go with this. Fairness, madam. Justice offers the accused a chance to defend themselves. It ensures that both sides are treated as equals. My father was not treated as an equal. Then maybe this is your opportunity to be the better person. Madame, surely you aren't entertaining the words of this heathen? Fine, Falcon. We'll play this your way. We shall have a formal trial for the murder of Croque Monsieur. Excellent. Shall we head back to my office and file the necessary papers? Don't take me for a fool. You'll walk us right into a trap. We shall have the trial right here and now. Right here? In the catacombs? It is as good a place as any. I suppose we'll be needing a judge.
I volunteer.
No thanks, Pierrot. We're trying to form a courtroom, not a circus.
Oh.
Just go see how the security is doing, Pierrot. We don't want any more spies wandering in.
Righty-o.
Perhaps I can help, madame. You know that I'm a pious man, after all. Okay, Remus, you can be our judge, and I will lead the prosecution. What about the jury? With due respect, I don't trust your peers to be impartial. Look around you. As we speak, we are being watched and judged by countless dead men and women. They shall be our jury. That may work as a metaphor, but in practical terms, it is me you have to convince, Falcon. Convince me that this bird is not guilty. After all, I am the one who holds the gun. Well, it looks like we are ready to get started. Ahem. The trial of Severin Cocorico is underway. He stands accused of the murder of the man known as the Croque Monsieur in cold blood. Madame Bermont, please explain the details of what happened. Very well. Last night, at the stroke of midnight, 2 gunshots were heard on the Rue des Marmousets. Pierrot alerted us, and we managed to arrive before the police did. On the scene, I saw the man known as Croque Monsieur, a good friend of ours, lying in a pool of his own blood. Standing over the body, I saw the murderer, Severin Cocorico, still clutching his murder weapon. Am I to understand that you did not witness the crime firsthand, madame? That you only saw the aftermath? Yes, but one of us did happen to see the incident itself.
Ma'am Beaumont, I found this here pigeon running around our tunnels.
I'm not a pigeon, monsieur. I am no pigeon, monsieur.
He's a spy in any case. What say I execute him right now?
It's alright. He's with me. With you? He's my assistant. He carries my bags and stuff. Falcon, I trust that you do not have any other assistants looking around the corner. No, madam. Then take your lackey out of my sight. Psst, Falcon. What is it? I saw someone looking in the catacombs. I think he was watching us from the shadows. Another rebel? I don't know. But he got spooked when he saw me. He dropped this. What's this? A political pamphlet? Yep, so we got 2 of those.
Well, I best be getting back to the patrols then.
Not so fast, Pierrot. You witnessed the crime firsthand, did you not?
I did, madam.
Then you can be our first witness. Go stand in the center.
Okie dokie. Do I need to say an oath or something?
That won't be necessary. We trust you. Just tell us what you saw last night, Pierrot.
Okie dokie. I saw it plain as day. The Croque Monsieur was just minding his own business on Rio de Marmosets, when all of a sudden this here brute of a rooster appeared with his gun in hand. Bam! The rooster fired. The croc slumped to the floor. Using the last of his strength, the Croque Monsieur drew his own gun. Bam! The croc fired back.
So to clarify, Cocorico shot first.
Yes, ma'am. No question there.
But what happened next?
Well, I knew you guys, Fontaine, Remus, and you, ma'am, were only We're only a stone's throw away at the cathedral, so I ran to get your help. We all arrived back on the scene maybe a minute after I'd left.
And there I saw the dead Croque Monsieur and the murderer Severin Cocorico with my own eyes. Thank you for your report, Pierrot.
It's nothing, ma'am.
You see, Falcon, Pierrot is not the sharpest knife in the kitchen.
True that.
But he is honest to a fault. I would trust his word with my own life. I don't doubt this man's honesty, madam. Nonetheless, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? What does that mean? I don't claim to be an expert of law. That was always my brother's role in the family. But I think a cross-examination means the Falcon would like to waste our time by asking pointless questions. Actually, it means that I would like to make sure that Pierrot's story holds up under scrutiny. Yes, I will be asking questions, but only questions that directly relate to the case at hand. Clearly a pointless stalling tactic, madam. Shall we put an end to this trial? No, we will let this bird have his little cross-examination. But I am warning you, Falcon, do not mess with me. Mess with you? If I get the slightest inkling that you are rambling or to stall for time, I will end this trial on the spot. Do I make myself clear? Start questioning Cocorico's shoe size or the colour of Croque Monsieur's underwear, and I'll lose my patience. Yeah, I get it. I kind of feel like maybe I should have just tried to get the evidence like I did the first time. Well, no, because then it would have been boring. We wouldn't have found out if there was any other interesting things going on. Let's see. So definitely this. You claim that you saw the incident as plain as day.
Yep, plain as day.
Pierrot, I would like to remind you that this crime occurred around midnight in February on an overcast moonless night in an unlit alley.
What's your point?
It would have been dark, so dark that you would not have possibly correctly identified the people involved.
Aye, I swear I saw what I saw.
Well then, Falcon, you slipped up. You said that the alley was unlit, but I distinctly recall there being lanterns over Rio de Marmosets.
Oh, that's right. We live in La Villa Le Maire. There's a gas lamps on every street.
You're right, Madame Beaumont. There are street lanterns over Rio de Marmosets, but they wouldn't have been any good. Unfortunately, I can't... So I can't really progress, and I'm not sure... yeah, I guess I'm gonna just have to do this over again. I'll pause the video here, backtrack, and try to get back as fast as possible. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright everybody, so I'm finally back to where I was, well, I mean a couple of seconds before. So I did everything that I did beforehand, found a couple of extra clues, which actually might help, and I thought it would be faster if I just got back to the trial, this quote-unquote trial. And you'll see the evidence when I get to it. But so hopefully this time we'll actually be able to save Severin. That's what I'm looking forward to anyway. And so yeah, we're going in, blah blah blah. And then we'll start the trial. I'll start the voiceover and whatever when we get back to Pierrot. So appeal to Fontaine. Blah blah blah. So on and so forth. Fairness. And then we shall start the trial presently. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So yep, he's my friend. Facon, yep, there's someone looking in the blah. And then got another one of those pamphlets. That's fast before blah. Blah blah blah, we already went through this at the beginning. Probably should have actually waited until after this to start the video again, but let's see. Okay, so obviously that one, because we have the glass from the thingy. It would have been too dark to see. And then, with the evidence. The street lamps over Rio de Marmosets were broken. Broken! They are completely non-functional. As proof, I present the glass shard that line the alleyway. These shards originate from the panes of the broken lamps. And I've still got the holes in my shoe. Oh, I got a hole in the sole of my shoe. Double proof. Those glass shards could have come from anywhere. You could send one of your underlings to see the broken lamps for yourself if you want. And to waste more time, I think not. This sounds like a stalling tactic.
Excuse me, Madame Beaumont. I don't remember whether the street lamps were or were not broken, but I do remember that we had to use a torch to light up the scene.
Hey, whose side are you on?
I'm just saying, Falcon might be right. It was particularly dark, so it's possible that there weren't any lit street lamps.
Are you saying I'm a liar? I thought we were best buds. Stop squabbling, the both of you. Maybe the lamps were broken, maybe they weren't. It doesn't matter. I know that Pierrot's testimony is accurate because I personally saw the rooster at the crime scene 1 minute after Pierrot did. 1 minute? That's plenty of time for the real murderer to escape and for a passerby to stumble upon the scene, is it not? You must acknowledge that is a possibility. I acknowledge nothing. There's an inkling of doubt. You know that there is a slight notion that Pierrot may be misremembering what he saw. Don't badger the prosecution, Monsieur Falcon. I wasn't badgering. On to the next witness. Madame Beaumont, do you have anyone in mind? I do. There is someone among us who is something of a gun connoisseur, a man who knows everything there is to know about the craft of a weapon.
Oh, that's me again.
Shut up, Pierrot. Get off the stand.
Yes, ma'am.
I call Fontaine forward.
Very well.
Now, Fontaine, is it true that you are a gun specialist?
Well, I hate to brag, but yes, I know about guns, their mechanics, their beauty. Have you heard about the revolver mechanisms America is developing? Wonderful stuff.
Fontaine, let's stick to the guns that were found at the crime scene. Tell us about those.
Oh, right, very well. This is the gun found on Severin Cocorico's person at the time of the arrest. It's a standard issue percussion lock Châtellerault Gendarmerie pistol, 24 centimeters length, 50mm caliber. Lots of police and soldiers carrying these dull things. It's a gun that says, "I'm a reliable man of the law."
That sounds like a Cocorico.
Does it?
Cocorico always told me that his riding crop was his self-defense weapon of choice. It's strange that he had a gun in the first place.
And this is the gun found at Croque Monsieur's corpse, clutched tightly in his hands. It is a turnover pistol, double-barreled, ivory handle, 20 centimeters length, 13mm caliber. It's an exquisite and highly customized gun. It's one of a kind. Whoever used this weapon knew their stuff. The Croque Monsieur was a legendary arms dealer. It's no surprise that his personal weapon would be something so flamboyant. But what's really fascinating about the Croque Monsieur's gun is the ammunition. See, the bore of the pistol has been fitted with a set of grooves. Please stop, Fontaine. I didn't call you up to hear you show off your gun knowledge. Tell us what you uncovered when you examined the Croque Monsieur's bullet wound. Oh right. Well, a lead bullet was embedded in the middle of the Croque Monsieur's sternum and appeared to have a straight angle of entry. So in other words, the Croque Monsieur was facing his killer when he was shot. That's right. The other interesting point was that the Croque Monsieur's outer clothes were singed. This typically only occurs if a person is close enough to a gunshot to be directly burned by the gun's muzzle flash. And how close does a person have to be burned by a muzzle flash? Less than 3 meters, I would say. 5 at the most. Then there's no chance that there was a rogue sniper on the rooftops. The Croque Monsieur's killer was standing in rear des marmosets themselves. As is plainly evident, only one person was found at the rear des marmosets at the time of the incident. Prosecutor Cocorico. Well said, madam. I think you just unequivocally proved the bird's guilt. Not so fast. I would like to cross-examine the witness. I don't think so. You're overstepping your bounds, bird. Let the lawyer try, Remus. When he fails, there will be absolutely no doubt to anyone in the room that Cocorico is nothing but a bloodthirsty murderer. So definitely a pistol. Fontaine, about the Croque Monsieur's turnover pistol. Ammunition? You were about to say something about the gun's ammunition before Madame Bermont cut you off. Could you give us the details? Oh right, now he'll never stop talking. I'm glad you asked, Falcon. See, as you probably know, most bullets are just small round lead balls, right? But that's not the case here. This particular weapon uses an advanced iron-tipped aerodynamic carefully grooved. Actually, it would be quicker if I just show you. Take a good look. This is an iron-tipped Manet ball. Manet ball, maybe? It's a very rare, top-of-the-line technology. Before last night, I had never seen one of these in person before. Like I said before, the Croque Monsieur was a legendary arms dealer. It only makes sense that he would have access to the latest weaponry. Where did you find this bullet, Fontaine? In the turnover pistol's chamber. Hold on, I'm confused. I thought the Croque Monsieur fired this gun, so how is it possible that his gun was still loaded with a bullet? A turnover pistol is double-barreled. That means it can hold 2 bullets at once, ready to be fired in quick succession. Ah, I see. The Croque Monsieur fired 1 bullet, but died before he could fire the second. I trust that you have no more questions about this matter, Falcon. We've wasted enough time already. Not yet. Where's the other bullet? What other bullet? The fired Manet ball. There were 2 shots that night, remember? One from the assailant, and one from the crocodile. I scoured the scene for a couple of minutes, but I couldn't find it. It's a pity. It would have been great to have 2 of these magnificent bullets. Madame Bermont, did anyone find the fired mine ball? Not sure why I keep yawning. Manet ball in Cocorico's body? In his body? Are you asking if Cocorico was wounded by the bullet? Not that much is... no, that much is plain to see. So again, I must ask, where's the fired Manet ball? Well, I don't have any clue. What are you trying to get at, Falcon? Isn't it obvious? If the bullet wasn't embedded in the alleyway wall, and wasn't embedded in Cocorico, then that means... the bullet hit the murderer, the real murderer. It must still be embedded in whoever attacked Croque Monsieur. A ludicrous notion. It makes perfect sense. The double-barreled turnover's gun, the missing bullet... Fine, I'll humor you. Let's say that the bullet did indeed hit the real perpetrator. What of it? Well, it's only been a few hours since the shooting. Presumably the person will still have the bullet lodged in them.
Find the person with the unique iron manet ball embedded in them, and you'll find the real murderer. That's reasonable, but we don't have time nor resources to search every citizen of Paris to uncover an injured gunman. You don't have to search everyone in Paris. I believe the murderer to be someone in this very room. Oh? You think we have a traitor in our ranks? I do. This was obviously a planned attack. Someone invited Cocorico and Croque Monsieur to the same place at the same time in order to create a setup. Only someone with the rebels' connections could engineer such an event. This is ridiculous. Are you really saying that someone in this room was shot last night? That's clearly untrue. A bullet wound can be concealed. Perhaps if you were all to take off your shirts... No, I am not having everyone in the room stripped down to their nickels, just to cater to your outrageous theory. If you can't think of a more reasonable way to prove your stray bullet theory, then we can end this damn trial right here and now. A more reasonable way? Oh yeah! I have a more reasonable way. I kind of forgot I got this earlier, because I was just thinking that maybe there was something else I could do. But anyway, what are you thinking, Falcon? Isn't it obvious? We have the perfect way to uncover whether someone has been shot. It's a genius solution. That's... Are you serious, Falcon? You're relying on the invention of a lunatic? I've never been more serious. Madame Bermont, Friar Remus, and members of the court, this device is called an Explorer Extractor. It's the latest medical technology. It looks like a children's toy. I assure you, this is no toy. It was designed to find and extract metal embedded in bodies. A battlefield bullet finder and remover, if you will. I'm intrigued. So you're saying that you would just swing that device around and it finds a bullet in a person? Yes, sort of. I don't know. We haven't had the chance to practice with it, really. Madame, these birds are playing you for a fool. There's no way that such a device exists. We have seen the device work with our own eyes. Sparrowson, shall I demonstrate? Me? Although we would need something to demonstrate it on. The bullet? I'd imagine. Here we have an iron-tipped manet ball as presented by Fontaine moments ago. Observe, I place the bullet in my closed fist. It now represents the fired bullet that is currently embedded in the murderer's body. Allegedly. Now, Sparrowson will demonstrate what happens when my hand is scanned with the Explorer Extractor device. So I just do this and... It's humming and buzzing. Is it really detecting that bullet? Absolutely, absolutely. What an intriguing device. Hey, what would happen if I were to hit the extractor now? Please don't. You remember what happened to the steak, right? My, what is this feeling? It feels like... power! Absolute and total power. Don't let it get to your head. Okay, I'm convinced. Falcon, Sparrowson, you may perform a cursory scan of each of us with that device of yours. You must stop humouring these morons, madame. What good is it doing us? Remus, they may be morons, but this test will grant us certainty of the Rousseau's fate. I can afford that time. Hey, Falcon, what will happen if the murderer is someone not present in this room? It most likely isn't. What? I'm stalling. Falcon! Get the move on, you two. I really must express my displeasure that you are going along with this farce, Madame Bermont. Let us end this trial right here and now. You can get the justice you so crave. Don't worry, Remus. My patience for this bird brain is wearing thin too. When this asinine scheme of his fails, he will face the consequences. Lucky bird, scan the rooster first. He is the prime suspect after all. Okay. And nothing. I'm not getting any reaction. That means there is probably no bullet lodged in Cocorico. So, he's innocent, for sure. No, all it means is that the bird was not shot by the hypothetical bullet. Don't forget, this is all speculation on Falcon's part. Madame, I must insist that you end this. It's a fool's errand. We have other matters we must attend to. Remus, you let me worry about our time management. Pierrot, you go next. Alright. Get it over with. No reaction. That means Pierrot wasn't shot either. No surprise there, right, guys? Let's see. Next we shall test. Madame, I implore you. You're being awfully lippy, Remus. Why don't you go next? Me? That is really not necessary, madam. I don't want to participate in this ridiculous child's game. This is no game, and I'm issuing you an order to cooperate. I refuse. Pierrot, please restrain Ramus.
With pleasure, ma'am.
What are you doing? Keep your filthy talons off me. I will not be manhandled by... And then slap to the face. Oh, stop that! You're making a mistake! Madame, think a little harder. I have an alibi. I was with you the whole evening. Sparrow-san, do your test. Or do the test. Falcon? I'm not getting any reaction. That can't be right. Do it again. There's nothing. Friar Remus has not been shot, as far as this device can tell. The utter nerve to manhandle me, a man of the cloth, like that. As I sat on the floor, madame, I was with you and Fontaine for the entire evening. I could not possibly have been in two places at once. It's true. You were sitting in my line of sight exactly when the murder was supposed to have taken place.
As was I.
Right. Fontaine was sitting with us too, so that rules him out. And I know that I didn't perform the murder, obviously. Which means that every suspect has been accounted for. Go sit down, lackey. Your job is done. And yet, you realize what this means, don't you, Falcon? Your little test failed. Your hypothetical bullet theory turned out to be unsubstantiated speculation, pure guesswork. Shall we end the trial, madam? Wait, there must be someone we're not accounting for. I just know it. There's someone else who could have been the shooter. And... wait, where is he? Ah, there we go. Yeah, Judge Romulus. There we go. Friar Remus, how is your brother, the man named Romulus? My brother? He was forced to flee the country by our repressive government. You and I both... no, that isn't true. Your brother is still in France. In fact, I think he's lurking in these very catacombs right now. An absurd notion. Your theories are getting more and more outlandish, Falcon. Where is your evidence? Oh, I know. I can answer this one. This. I found this in the catacomb tunnel. An introductory guide to the cult of reason. Thank you, Sparrow-san. Now, Friar Remus, does this pamphlet look familiar to you? No. I've never seen it before in my life. Are you sure? Are you sure it didn't belong to your brother Romulus? No. There are many cultists in Paris. Maybe it belonged to one of them. Falcon, I take your word that your lackey found this pamphlet in the catacombs, but Remus is right. You have no evidence that the man known as Romulus is the one who dropped it. This pamphlet could have been dropped by anyone. It could have even been dragged in on the sole of Pierre's shoe for all I know.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Actually, madam, I know for a fact that the pamphlet belongs to Romulus, and I could prove it. In the next episode, because this is going to take a long time to get to the end, but now we finally have a different outcome. We can actually save Severin. I am happy with this. So yeah, we'll continue this trial on the next episode, and then we'll finally get to see what the I assume that'll give us a different ending. Who knows? Maybe we'll actually end up with none of the rebels getting killed. We might actually get a peaceful protest, which would be nice. So, yeah. We'll continue this on the next episode. Although, like I said, actually, I remember before I said that this would be the last episode. But what I'll do is I'll do this episode, then I'll do the next episode, and if it ends there, then that'll be the last episode. Before I start doing some changes and so on and so forth. So, I'm going to do that recording after this one, obviously. And then I will use the next couple of days to try to go through my whole thing. So actually, there'll be an episode out tomorrow. But then, the next couple of days after that, there probably won't be an episode of anything. Because I'll be doing the work, obviously. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment if there's anything you liked, or if you have any suggestions. And subscribe if you want to see any episodes from the past, present, and soon-to-be future. And until next time, I hope you guys make it a great day, and I'll be seeing you later.